Hey, hey, hey! This is my first vlog on my YouTube channel. So I'm super excited for any of you watching. I know that this is probably going to be, what's the word? Pregnancy brain has already kicked in. This is probably going to be raw and not super edited, so there'll be mistakes, there'll be like things that I say or ramble or whatever, but better late than never, right? And better to just do the damn thing and learn how to edit and learn how to fix it later. So I'm sitting outside in my mom's backyard. It's like super big, but it's really bright outside, so that's kind of why I'm squinting. I thought it would be weird to wear sunglasses, but so I asked on Instagram a while ago what would be a cool, let me see if I can hold my phone this way. Okay, there we go. What would be a cool first vlog to do, whether it was my journey of getting pregnant with Elliot or this pregnancy so far, and you guys all voted that this pregnancy so far would be cool to do a vlog on. So I figure I'll kind of catch you up. We are, how many weeks? Tomorrow we will be 15 weeks pregnant. I say we like David does any of the work, but I will be 15 weeks pregnant tomorrow. We do not know what we're having, and we're not sure that we're going to find out what we're having. We might just let it be a surprise to us and to everyone, or we might just find out ourselves and not tell anyone else until the baby's born. But we just a week and a half ago moved down to Vegas from Oregon. We were living in Oregon for a few years, and we decided to come back. It was mostly my decision, and David will tell you that, but it was something that I felt strongly about, and so here we are, moved down to Vegas in the end of June, and it's like 110 degrees outside, and it's hot as shit, and I'm pregnant, so that's always fun. The pool is basically my best friend. So let's see, 15 weeks pregnant, and you know, we actually found out, well, I found out that I was pregnant the day that we got on the cruise. We went on a cruise to Mexico. My mom, her new husband, all of their kids, us, her husband's sister, his parents, or his mom, his brother, everyone. It was like probably 20 something of us on this cruise ship to Mexico, okay? So we got up at like 5 a.m. to head to LA to, because we had people we were picking up from the airport, and we wanted to make sure we were there on time because we had to be there by like 1 or 2 or something like that. So I got up, and before Elliot woke up, I actually had one last pregnancy test because David and I decided that we wanted to start trying for a baby, right? So I decided I was going to take my last pregnancy test because I had taken 3 since I had been in Vegas for the week and a half prior, and so I was like, yeah, I'll take this test even though the other ones have been negative. Might as well just use up the last one to see if I'm pregnant and to see if I will get to drink on the cruise. So I took the test, left it on the counter, and then hopped in the shower. I told myself, okay, I'm going to wait till I'm done with my shower. But then I was like, you know what? I don't want to wait that long. I want to know. I'm anxious. I'm excited. I'm the type of person, I know we're trying for a baby, and so I'll test, 3 days before my missed period, and then, a day before, and then the day of, if I still haven't gotten a positive. I test all the time, and it drives my husband nuts. So I took a test. I waited halfway through my shower. I checked, and it was a positive, and I was super freaking excited. So I waited to tell my husband until I saw him when we got to our room in the cruise ship. I was like, hey, guess what? And I showed him the picture of the positive test, and he was super excited. We were both super excited. So we didn't tell anyone. Fast forward, we get back from the cruise. We still didn't tell anyone. And here's our reasoning for not telling anyone. So the very first time I got pregnant, the very, very first time, It ended in a miscarriage at 5 weeks, and it was actually really traumatic for me because I didn't know that miscarriage was a thing. I literally called my mom and I was like, why, like, is bleeding normal? Why am I bleeding? And so I had to go to the hospital and they confirmed miscarriage. And then with the second pregnancy that I had, I didn't tell anyone either because I wanted to hold off and get past that point where I had my miscarriage last time. And I did, and then we had our first ultrasound at 8 weeks with that pregnancy, and I deemed that if the ultrasound went fine, then we were going to tell everyone. Well, at the first ultrasound, we realized that the pregnancy wasn't going to make it, and so we decided not to tell anyone anyways, and we were also going to move we were almost ready to move to Oregon because we lived in Vegas at the time. And so I just decided that I was going to have a miscarriage naturally because I didn't want to have a DNC because I didn't want to do that to my body. Well, the natural miscarriage that I had was actually really traumatic. I lost a lot of blood. I actually was damn near unconscious on the bathroom floor of my mom's house. And at that point, like, we had to tell her, like, I'm having a miscarriage and I need to go to the hospital. And so we called an ambulance and I had to be, like, rushed to the hospital. And I was, like, barely scraped by for not needing a transfusion, a blood transfusion. But it was incredibly painful. And they gave me Vicodin, but it actually still didn't, like, make the pain subside, so that's how painful it was. But anyway, so with this pregnancy, we got pregnant with Elliot, everything was fine. And then with this pregnancy, we just decided to hold off because you never truly get over pregnancy after loss, right? It still affects you with every single pregnancy that you have. There's still a part of you that's, like, really afraid that it's going to happen again, right? Like, there's still a part of you that thinks, what if there's something wrong with my body? What if this one doesn't make it too? So we held off on telling anyone till the ultrasound confirmed that everything was okay. We had 2 ultrasounds actually, and confirmed everything was okay. And so I told our family 8 to 10 weeks, and then we announced to everyone else right around the same time on Facebook. And my husband had actually said that he wanted to wait longer. He wanted to wait past 13 weeks to tell everyone because that's considered, like, the safe threshold for your chances of miscarriage going down substantially. But I just decided that this was a journey that I feel like people needed to see. And even if that meant that it ended in miscarriage, I felt like people needed to see this journey and know that miscarriage happens and know that, like, it's okay and you get through it, and kind of what that grieving process looks like, right? So we told everyone that we were pregnant, and it was super exciting, right? And the beginning of my pregnancy, like, for a couple weeks there in the beginning, I was super nauseous all the time, which is miserable. I'm really thankful I wasn't throwing up, but being super nauseous all the time, trying to work and trying to take care of Elliot is really miserable, right? But I strangely was super, super grateful for it and kind of actually wanted that to continue for a while because in my head, that was a guarantee that things were okay. That was a guarantee that this pregnancy was okay, right? Because I still had that fear in the back of my head. And so, let's see, the nausea subsided around probably 9 or 10 weeks. It didn't last super long. And right around 12 weeks, all of my symptoms kind of dropped off. And it was actually really, really worrisome for me because I don't remember that happening with Elliot. I thought I had a little bit more symptoms continue until I could feel him kick. So when all of my symptoms dropped off at once, I was, like, super freaked out. But my boobs still hurt. Like, that came back. So that was reassuring. But we did have an ultrasound, like, a week after all my symptoms dropped off The baby was good. The heartbeat was strong. I think the heartbeat's like 144. And everything looked perfect. So here we are at 15 weeks. I still don't have many symptoms. I look super pregnant, like 20 weeks pregnant. I look incredibly pregnant. I don't stop eating. I eat everything in sight. I'm really tired. You know, the move took a lot out of me. And then David's he's been applying for jobs in Vegas, but he's been going to work with my mom's husband to try and get the experience he needs to get on with their company. And those are really long days, like 6:30 to, 5:30 or something like that. So just me and Elliot in a house that's not necessarily super baby proofed. And we're kind of trapped inside because of how hot it is. So it's overwhelming and it's really tiresome, right? Like I sleep when Elliot sleeps for nap time because that's my only time to sleep. But other than that, it's really exhausting. But we're making the best of it. It's fine. We're excited to kind of see what this next chapter holds. We're 15 weeks now, so I'm hoping that we feel some kicks here pretty soon, or at least I do. I know it'll be a few weeks till my husband feels some kicks from the outside. I think Elliot is waking up from his nap. So that's how things are going so far. We have a girl name picked out. I'm not sure if we're going to tell anyone what the girl name is yet, but we're still struggling with boy names because we couldn't even barely agree on Elliot's name until 30 weeks. Like it took us because we knew at 20 weeks, so it took us a good 10 weeks to come up with a name we agreed on. But yeah, so that's where we're at so far. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, if you love this video, let me know in the comments. Subscribe, and I will post another video in a couple days. Bye.